Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to this channel. Welcome to the first of a couple of videos this week where we're going to aim at sort of methods to do before a double XP weekend. Now these are going to be things whether it's going to get supplies for yourself or to make a little bit of profit doing this as well, because demand will be on the certain items people would like to use for a double XP weekend. Now in terms of this video, we're going to be hopping into some of the high level money makers, but don't worry, during the week we'll have some lower tier stuff and we'll be looking at certain skills and exploring a variety of different methods you guys can do to make some money for this. Now, if you are looking to get ahead of yourself or probably get ahead of a couple of videos we're going to be doing, look to go and check margins for things you can do in terms of herb lore, crafting, smithing and construction, and just go and test margins and see if you can work. Normally, if you're going to do something lead up to double XP, I probably recommend herb lore because I think herb lore is going to be the best method, but just go and check some of the super potions. Generally, they do work very well. Herb lore will actually be tomorrow's video, so if you want to wait to that, you can do that as well. However, in this video, we're going to be exploring the brand new sort of skilling stuff we've had over the past year, maybe year and a half. We're going to be looking at eternal magical skilling. So this is going to be both for fletching and rune crafting. We're also going to be looking at star bloom crafting, and also the apex hide. Now, I would say if you're looking to do crafting, stay away from apex hide. The price is still too volatile. It's still too high, but we're going to check it anyway. I would highly recommend if you're going to be looking to do some of this martial components into XP, look at doing star bloom. Now, what this is, so with the eternal magical skilling supplies and also the star bloom, you upgrade your armor from the base all the way up to something called a +5. So each step of this, you're going to use more and more resources and you're going to get some decent skilling XP as well. And then when you go to a +5, you can then convert that final item into pure XP. Now, during a double XP, that's going to be doubled. And especially if you're someone who's going to buy these resources at +4, at their highest point, turn them into a +5 and then into martial afterwards can be some serious XP. Yes, it can be a little bit expensive, but it's AFK XP, which can be incredible rates in terms of per hour. Now, in terms to do this, they're very easy to do. There's various different methods to do, which we'll show you guys during the video as well. But what I wanted to do first is to show you guys the prices. So we're going to go check on the price of things and see how much this is going to make. Now, the first two skills we're going to be looking at is going to be fletching and rune crafting. So before we get started, the first thing we need to go and do is check on the price of an eternal magical log. Now, to do these skills, you're going to need over level 100 in fletching and in rune crafting to be able to do this as well. So they're very, very high requirements in terms to do this. But we're going to work off the price of an eternal magical log to be 4.5k each. Now, to do both these methods, you're going to need 100 fletching, and then the rune crafting will also be a similar level as well. Basically, from 100 onwards, all you'll gain is different efficiencies and different like savings of logs and stuff like that, and also speed of crafting as well. It's nothing essential, but as long as you've got level 100, you can go and do this as well. And in terms of rune crafting, 104 is what you're going to need for this as well. So rune crafting requires two things, 100 fletching along with 104 rune crafting. You could actually buy the staff on the Grand Exchange. That is also an option as well. So in terms of prices, to go and make this from the base log and upgrade, you're going to need a total of 63 logs. So what we can do really nice and easy is to sort of convert this. 280,000 coins is what you're going to need to turn this log into the Mark 5 bow. So you can't actually sell the bow at lower sort of levels. You can only really sell it as a Mark 5. So once you've committed to that first stage, you have to kind of see it all the way through. But while you're upgrading this bow from +1 all the way up to +5, you are still continuously getting XP as well. So it's a really good way if you're looking for a very highly AFK way to go and train fletching and to make considerable money. This is my off-time, off-peak sort of skill to do. I'll go and sort of stood by the Fletcher's work table and just upgrade these and throw them into the bank as well, because it's really AFK and pretty decent fletching XP, but it's going to make you so much money. And in terms of the bow price, 736k is currently the Grand Exchange price. Let's go and check the margin and see what kind of profit we're going to be at. That is around 800k. So 280k was what that was going to cost us, and that's going to turn into a price of 800k. So you can see like where you can make profit, and you can just do this gradually. And because it's such a low cost in terms of the logs, you can just store these for when they're going to be the absolute peak. So in terms of a Grand Exchange price, this is not completely above. It's actually quite well priced compared to like its Grand Exchange price. It's really not high. It's above mid, not massively above mid where it's like, oh my god, I must sell my supplies now. So whether it's going to have this spike when double XP started, an item like this can sometimes really spike towards the end. When people realize they've done all what they wanted to do, they've got some sort of time left in terms of their double XP. So they want to use it on something, and fletching is a really good method for it. Now, to do this, very simply, we'll go and talk through it as well, and I'll just kind of show you guys how to do it. The runecrafting one is slightly different. So what you do for the runecrafting one, and I might put in a link to the video where I do it in a bit more detail, you go and make or buy the staff, and then simply you just need to go and runecraft essence at an altar. You upgrade it through runecrafting. So you just simply need to spend the essence for that. For one of the staffs to be completely done, it's around 1,000 essence, which currently at the minute, a price of the essence is going to come in at 31k. So the runecrafting one is where you can seriously make some money. And although with the runecrafting one, you can buy them at different tiers, it's the saturated one, which is going to be the final one. As you can see here, with the price I'm actually going to buy this for, this is going to be some crazy profit. 5.9 mil for this item is so crazy of how much GP that is. Just for runecrafting, like you can run back and forward to the altar. We'll show you guys how to do it. It really isn't that hard. And you can make some incredible profit for it. Now, as you can see from doing videos before, I actually have this sat in my bank where I've done it and where we've practiced this before. And it just really is so simple. I'm going to take you guys on a quick run just to show you guys. But if you've not done this before and if you have the levels to do it, again, a little bit high in terms of a level, but as an AFK, this is one of the best ways to get some AFK XP and make some incredible profit. And with the lead up to the double XP, we've still got a couple more days to do it. You can right click on the altar and you can go to configure. We want to imbue weapons rather than craft runes. So we're going to go and click to imbue weapons, use the altar, and as you can see here, you're converting the essence into upgrading the weapon. So you won't get any runes, but where your GP is going to be is through upgrading the staff. And that's where you're going to make a lot of profit as well. Really good way to go in AFK, a bit of runecrafting XP. And I would say overall, with these eternal magical weapons, with the star bloom crafting, Jagex have absolutely nailed the fact that with the higher tier of skilling, you can make incredible money AFKing and building up these supplies. And you can sell those resources to people who don't want to do the lower end of it or the lower XP level of it and just get the high XP from converting these into the final form. But again, really good way to go and do it. They've now changed the Wicked Hood now to where you don't get the essence. But again, if you've got some teleports still available. And in terms of the fletching, you have to go and do this at a Fletcher's bench. Luckily, if you've got the Rager's workroom in Fort Frimfree, you can go and use that. That is a really good space to go and do it because on World 84, you get all the bonuses for it as well. Now, you do need to use a bowstring to first create your bow. So you do need to sort of spend out a little bit for a bowstring. But once you've done that, all you literally need to do is have some logs in your wood box. So I use these fungal bowstrings just because they stack and it's just easy when I'm making a fair bit. And literally all you need to do in terms of actually making some bows is just go and note the eternal magical logs when I can actually find out where they are. We'll just search real quick. So if you put these in your log, when you go to the Fletcher's workbench, it's just going to take them out of there just so you don't have to keep running back and forward. And if you want to do multiple bows, making sure that your eternal magical wood box is full just means you take the log requirements to go and fletch these from your box rather than having to run back and forward. Because when you're trying to make 20, you're going to need like 200 logs at a time. So it's just really nice to have your wood box. And this is pretty much the fletching method. You sit at the fletching station and you just go and do it till the progression is all done. Then you go and upgrade to the next step and then the next step and the next step and the next step. And when you get to tier 5, you would have got quite a lot of XP for it. And then you can just sell it on the Grand Exchange. So for bows, you can only sell at +5. So you do it from the base all the way up to +5. And then the staff does have a couple of different stages. I will just sell it at the full stage because you can see 5.8 mil is a lot of GP for a staff and a really good time, like just to try and get a couple done. Realistically, like if you're looking to make a very quick amount of GP and you have the levels to do it, you don't need many of those staffs by the end of the week to make a lot of profit with it as well. However, because we're on a little bit of time limit with this video and I don't want to make it too long for you guys as well, we're going to go and hop to the bank. Now, I'm going to disregard the Apex hide set because I've checked some prices and they just don't seem to work. So the one which you can look at doing is the Star Bloom set. Now, when it comes to things like Star Bloom sets, what I would say is you don't need to make the full sets. If you just want to make stuff like bodies and stuff, work out how much sort of material you need to make it a +5 or further, and then work out how much the Star Bloom is going to cost. So the Star Bloom is going to require Star Bloom cloth, which is going to be this item here. Now, we just want to check what the price is because this is what's going to sort of give us an idea on what the price is going to be. So 60,000 coins is how much that's going to cost. So to make a full set of Star Bloom, you're going to need 384. Now, this is where it can get a little bit expensive. So to make a full set of Star Bloom, it's going to be 23 mil. Now, if you're looking to go and make something like the robe top, which I'd probably recommend is what I'd look to do, that's going to be a price at 9.6 mil. So if we go and check the Grand Exchange really quickly and see what kind of price this is. Now, you can sort of be worse for doing like single pieces. It's just one of those where you've got to check what the sort of margins are and where the prices are as well. But if we go and have a look, this is going to be a price of 5.7. So Star Bloom isn't worth it for that kind of price. just double check actually, 160 at that price is going to come in at 9 mil. Yeah, so that is something where you've lost quite a bit doing it. But again, always worth checking those kind of margins and those kind of things. So from this, what I would probably say is for the price of Star Bloom, let's go and check what the price for flower is. Because if you're going to turn the Star Bloom flowers into cloth, you might be able to make considerably more profit than actually doing the crafting. And sometimes that's what checking margins does. It finds out other methods you thought were going to make money, and it converts different ideas as well. So it turns out that if you're going to take 2 Star Bloom flowers, you go for the process of turning it into thread and then the thread into the cloth. You're going to make roughly like 10k per flower, which is actually really, really good. The cloth price still isn't sorted to what it needs to be, which is really annoying. But that's going to come in at 29k. So definitely do the flower, but you can still make some money there. However, I hope this has shown you guys like this kind of method makes money. The fletching and the rune crafting ones are by far going to be the better ways to do it. But in terms of like having a very low cash stack, making those eternal magical staffs is going to make you a lot of cash on the side. Yes, the Star Bloom one didn't work out how I thought it would, and I don't quite know why. I thought they actually make some decent GP, but I guess it is what it is. But it can be very expensive, but also very good XP. Each one of these Star Bloom robe tops is 211k XP each. So on a double XP, that's going to be sort of 5.6 mil for 400k XP, which is going to be relatively quick. So if you're someone looking to train your crafting and such, this could be a really good option, especially if you could buy something like a +4 at a decent price, upgrade it, and then also turn it into martial afterwards as well. However, I'm going to wrap up the video from here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, more of these videos are going to come in over this week, where we're going to sort of delve in a little bit into these different money makers you could do for double XP. Going to be a bit more detailed in terms of the skilling ones as well. We'll go through all the sort of herblore options, all the crafting options, and all the construction ones as well. But if there's videos you guys want to see, drop in the comment section down below and I'll make sure to get them done for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.